Productions.
Yo, 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 what's up, what's good, man? Welcome to Elm Street. I'm your boy, I'm your host, Money Elms. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my guest tonight, man. We got Crispyola.
Yeah, what up, man? It's your boy Crispyola coming straight out that Triple D, man.
Why don't you let the people know where you're from, bro?
All right, man. Sure, I came from Cedar Hill. I was raised over there since I was 4 years old. You know, it's a suburb out here in Dallas, so I'm always up in the city. I mean, shoot, I've been linked up with everybody. It's been a long time overdue for this Elm Street interview. You know, I've seen you at a whole lot of shows, from stuff with Accomplice and, Hustle Town Network being over there. Actually, I remember when you first started, Infamous Text was one of your first interviews, and me and him, we had just, I think we were at Chili's. He's like, yeah, I got to go to Elm Street. I was like, yeah, I heard of Elm Street, And then from there, I've just been seeing your platform grow, man. So congratulations to you. It's been your 2-year anniversary. Or was it 1-year anniversary?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's weird because when we started, it was probably a little bit over a year now, because the anniversary being here at Sour Kiss Production, it was in March.
Yeah.
So, but I had already been doing it.
Yeah.
I had already been doing it for about I want to say about 4 or 5 months. So. It's been a good journey, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. You just got to keep on building on it to see, how much you've grown since then. I mean, just from the studios, the look right now, man. I love the look right now. And you see it come from a white background to just getting bigger and bigger. But that just comes with the time, and not only that, but you work on your craft. The same thing with my music. It's just like. I start off with this microphone, then end up buying the better ones, and the better ones just keep on getting better and better quality, and just building that network of people to keep working with,
Yeah.
And it's just, not only that, but just getting better with the game, evolving with the game at the same time. So
yeah, you gotta have room for growth. You gotta keep moving. Them wheels gotta keep spinning. You don't want to get stuck in the mud and just
exactly.
Spinning your wheels. They ain't going anywhere. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hell yeah, that shit means a lot to me, bro.
And that's the main thing, dude. You never know is who's tapping in. Like I went to Waco, and I went over there just to network. I was actually with Tex Hustle Town Network. They were doing SOT over there, and when I went over there, I was just like. But some people came up to me like, "You're Crispyola," and I was like, I didn't know, I was known like that in Waco and stuff like that. You don't know, because your videos might have this many views, but maybe they're seeing it on Instagram, maybe they're seeing it here, maybe they watched it together. It's just like, it's just like, what is going on? Like these people knew who I was, multiple people, and then from there I tapped in with a whole lot of different people. Actually, I think Joe Weed had told you about me, from. He's from like East Texas, but he taps in with Waco a lot, and Houston. I got a lot of love for. A lot of people think I'm from Houston because I network a lot out there, but I'm from here. I'm always in the streets over here. I know everybody from behind the scenes. I've done interviews with you at different shows at Club Dada and things like that. So, and then half the people on your shows, shoot, I've either worked with them or always at shows with them too.
Yeah.
So
how long you been in the music game?
So I've been making music since, man, probably like 14 years old, but I just started pushing it onto digital platforms and all that stuff when I was probably about 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago?
Yeah, and really the reason why I took so long to start pushing it was just I didn't know if it like was gonna interfere with my job. But if you listen to my music, I don't even cuss on my music. You might be nodding your head, oh man, I'm always crunk this and that, but shoot, I'm still not even cussing it,
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I don't do that. I try to, I just speak about real life things. So, when they heard it, they're like, shoot, I mean, your stuff it's not like you're over here talking about stuff you're not doing. I'm not talking about, just living life,
Yeah. So you just say your job. So what do you do for a living?
Yeah, so my real I say, I do both. So I'm a fireman and a paramedic too.
Oh, no
So
doubt.
yeah, so we work 24 hours, we get 48 hours off. So every single hour I'm off, I got the studio at my house, and I make my own beats, produce my own stuff, do everything from scratch. And you listen to a lot of my music, and I'll be throwing in certain situations and stuff that I've been in, and I'll do it with wordplay, and it might be get disguised as something else, but I'm actually speaking about some of the calls I've been on. If you listen to a song called Pray on the Out the Smoke album, that song speaks about a lot of calls that I've been on.
Oh wow! So
Yeah,
salute to you, man. One of the first responders, bro.
I appreciate it,
Hey,
appreciate it.
yeah, you're actually out there, man,
Hmm.
trying to save lives and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, and that's the main thing. People ask, "Oh, well, what happens if when your music blows up and this and that?" It's just like I ain't gonna stop doing that because in the end, both of these to me, there's my purpose. I just wanted to, help the world, and a lot of
Yeah,
my music, I feel like, people can relate to and stuff like that. So I feel like it helps people, get through some tough times. Actually, I just dropped "Go Harder" this Friday, and it was just, it's just about you know all the things you go through, no matter what. When life gets hard, you go harder. So,
yeah,
if not, then you're just gonna do the same thing that you were talking about, just spin your wheels or whatever. Nah, man, you gotta keep pushing. And I love that video I did. It was with K-Pack Films. It actually was kind of like a compilation of my last 2 years. If you looked at it, because the album I did, it was kind of like the way I felt it was like a movie. It started off with the crunk stuff, in the middle was like the fun stuff, and the end was the real songs and stuff like that. So it was like a conclusion to it. And when I did it, that video has a compilation of all the videos I did, even from before and the ones I have in future. Because I have 5 videos I still haven't dropped, and a whole lot more stuff that I'm working with K-Pack. I got albums I haven't dropped yet, but it's just, you got to get your money up for promo and things like that. Not only that, but networking and all different kinds of things. So,
yeah. So, who are some of the artists that you actually collab with?
so shoot, half of them that are on your podcast. Actually, I saw you had Marielle. I had a song with her about a year or two ago. I still haven't released that. And her and Accomplice are on that one.
Okay,
Uh, I got Cheddar Loke. I saw Cheddar Loke was on here before. You got Lil Flip in the beginning. That was the Screw You on from Texas. Let's see. I got GT Garza. That was my first one actually. That was my first video I shot and everything. It was, yeah, it was good. And let's see who else do I got. Renaissance from Fort Worth. Um, let's see. Shoot, T Rock. I grew up listening to 3 6 Mafia, and man, T Rock was my favorite. I know not too many people like really think of him when they think 3 6 Mafia, but man, he would to spit the way, because he had that Lord Infamous type flow too,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he had that but he was able to spit like some real things while he was doing it. It wasn't just like he's just rapping fast. T Rock was one of my favorites. T Rock and and that's the thing. I grew up listening to these people like T Rock. Man, I've listened to him since I was young. Mr. Lucci and Big Tuck, I'm put them on their first song together. That Dirty Dirty Dallas. Actually, Triple D Gear, they started showing it on their commercials and stuff on the Instagram and stuff. That was tight because I already wore Triple D Gear, and they noticed. And like I said, you never know who's watching. Like
Oh yeah.
when they sat there and they sent it to me on Instagram, I didn't know they heard the song. I just know when the song came out, it blew up. It had like freaking, I mean, 38K like that. Happened to be the same day that Tuck walked out Spence, and I didn't know that was gonna happen. Like I just
Oh
dropped it that
wow.
day. Yeah, that was just the visualizing. The video, that came out a little bit later, which I need to go ahead and keep promoting that one. But that's one of my favorite songs to do for the city right there. So yeah, I just wanted to unite the city. That's way too long that them two didn't have a song together. I mean, that's two different eras of Dallas right there. So
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, man. Got a lot of history on one track.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Lucci, man, he freaking murdered that. Man. Lucci, man, he's a freaking beast, man. I remember when I was a youngster, just jamming out, man. It was his CD, Lil Flips, and Paul Walker Millionaire. Get Your Mind Correct, and I had those 3 CDs just nonstop. I just
Yeah.
listened to it all the time, man.
Well, yeah, I know the Dallas scene has definitely grown in the last couple
Yeah,
years.
definitely.
I see a totally different vibe.
Hmm.
Everybody's out here trying to grind.
Yeah.
Got a lot of new artists coming out.
Hmm.
You got artists like yourself.
Yeah.
They're putting Dallas on the map.
Yeah, definitely.
It's dope to see because I mean, back in the day, my era, we didn't have that many artists coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had your occasional rappers back then. You had
Hmm.
M Dot, Two Code,
Yep.
Group Exodus and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Representing Dallas, bro.
Yeah.
But now you got a lot of rappers, bro, out here. You know what I mean? The
Hmm.
music scene has definitely grown, man.
Yep.
You always catch somebody here, somebody there at this club,
Hmm.
doing something.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like it's kind of actually like it got to the point where it's just so there's so many rappers nowadays. It's so easy to do it. It's just like back then, it was harder to get that access to beats, to things like that, and this and that. With people, man, it's just you can record a video off of your phone, and with social media, it's gotten to that point where it's like, okay, you really don't need a gigantic label to push your music. You can push your music yourself. Get on. Me myself, I use DistroKid, and I find different ways to promote my music and this and that. There's a million different ways you can do it. Like you don't need the big labels anymore. Once the artists started seeing that, it's like, all right, so now we're able to do that, because it was tough for Dallas. It's just like we had Lucci, and Pookie, and after that it was Tuck and DSR and all them, but we didn't have that stronghold, and it's just like you had to go to Houston for a big hub, or Atlanta, or here or there, but it's that time, man. Shoot, it's our time. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got Big X's killing it right now.
Oh yeah, most
Shoot,
definitely, bro. Shout out to Big X, man. We still waiting on that interview, bro.
yeah, yeah,
So,
it'd be a good one.
what you got going on as far as new projects coming out?
Yeah, so I just dropped the Out the Smoke album. That was about a month and a half ago. Like I said, just wrapped it up with that last video. From there, I actually have my next song locked down. It's gonna be dropping next Friday, and then
So you actually dropping albums, or you dropping like
right.
just
So
singles?
I dropped that one. That one was an album. Then right now I'm gonna drop a few more singles. I have albums that are ready to go. It's just like with this day and age, you pretty much have to drop singles first, because people listen to an album, and people don't listen to albums like they used to. That's why a lot of people drop EPs. But to me, I was from the album era. You sit there and you look at the background of yours and mine, and you see all the albums. I grew up like that. It's like, man, that album was the album. That one's like, so I don't want to cheat myself like, oh, that was an EP. It's just like, to
Yeah.
me, it told a story.
Yeah,
And
hell yeah. Like I mean,
mhm.
I remember buying an album, bro, and it was kind of like you're going to the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's yeah.
you pop in the CD,
Hmm.
and it's like, yo, you get ready. You get your drink, you get your smoke, and you're like, all right, cool. I'm about to be entertained for the next hour and a half.
Exactly.
You pop the CD in, you get the intro going, and boom, hit the first track. And be like, "Oh, okay, that's how jamming, bro."
Yep.
That's how I used to be for me. I used to, pop the CD on them CDs, bro, and I would pop it in, and just I
Yeah.
would listen to it till it ended, bro.
Exactly.
And then go through the album cover.
Hmm.
The album cover always was dope.
Yeah.
Check out the artwork. Check the credits out. Be
Hmm.
like, oh shit, I didn't know such and such was ghostwriter
Yeah.
over here or produced over here.
Hmm.
You got a lot of information
Hmm.
just from the album.
Yep. And yeah.
And what was dope? There was an era where you pop in the CD and you thought it was over.
Hmm.
And then out of nowhere the CD kept rolling. And then like 20 minutes later you get a fucking hidden song
Hmm.
in the back of the fucking CD, man. I used to be that was dope,
Yeah.
because I mean it happened a couple times where I would pop in the CD and like 10 minutes later, I'd be fucking stoned and shit. Forgot the CD was even rolling
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, a song would just pop up, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Shoot, I done probably missed out on a lot of hidden
I'm like,
songs,
I'm
man.
like, "What song is this, bro?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wouldn't even be on the
Hmm.
damn CD.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
yeah, man, definitely miss those days when
Yeah.
album covers and all that.
Hmm.
That's the generation that
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
from.
And now you kind of, because you have to evolve with the game. So you still, like when I did that Out the Smoke album, which shout out Young Smoke, he did all the beats on that one. I did I did about 2 minute songs, kept them about 2 minutes. Everybody does 2 minutes now, but I still sat there and still tried to do an album for him. But like I said, I still dropped them most all as singles, and then it was still to go create that album.
Yeah,
And that's gonna be the next things I do. I got one with my homeboy Matt B. Got one with the singer Dahlia Sanchez. Got one with another solo, and then one with all the features. Oh, I left out Cap G as another feature that I had. Actually, that was probably one of my best ones. But yeah, it's
what's the name
just
of the track?
got it. Yeah,
Got it.
that one. I like. Yeah, it's got a salsa type vibe, trap salsa type vibe. So I sat there and I make most of my own beats, produce my own stuff. Just actually, that one came pretty good because the accomplice is telling me, it's like, man, I think it'd be a good look. You get a song with Cap G. He's like, man, I'll hit you up if I ever chill with him, this, and that. And one night I'm at work, man, I'm asleep, and I get a text. He says, hey, I'm with Cap G. You got any tracks? And I was like, shoot, I luckily had a lot of stuff on my phone, and that one I was like, man, I know this one would be a good one with him. And it had an empty verse in it. Send it. Woke up the next morning and had the track. And it's just like, all right,
Hey,
shoot. And then next day, hit up K Pat, hey man, got this track with Cap G. Can we shoot the video? He's like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. It got all done like within that 24, 48 hours or whatever.
that's
So
dope.
yeah. But
Yeah, man. So a lot of people always talk about when they talk about Dallas music, especially I mean, if you're in Dallas,
mhm,
you're outside of Dallas, probably had no clue.
yeah.
They always talk about these gatekeepers, bro.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is that everything is about networking, man. And there are certain people that, they grew a big network, and if you do go with that person puts something on your name, and all of a sudden it's gonna be, it does help, you know. Uh so yeah, I mean there's certain people out here that, they are holding it like that. I mean, it's just the same thing as you're building your network and this and that. Elm Street starts saying, oh man, this dude Crispyola been killing it. Well, hey people, hey, let me go check out Crispyola stuff. And there's certain people that they've built it through the game for that long. So yeah, there's certain gatekeepers out here that are doing it like that. There's Bebe's a big one. He co-signs on somebody, and it's just all of a sudden this stuff's gonna blow up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, that's how it is. That's how it goes down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that pay their dues in the city.
Hmm.
For those who, for me, for those who pay their dues in the city, I think they got certain rights.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, somebody just creep up and come up out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, what have you done?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta put it in work.
Yeah, you got to build that name. I mean, and that's the main thing. Like, I used to go to KNON all the time. I still go to KNON all the time. I nothing but love for KNON. They put on for the city 100%.
Oh yeah,
They don't
they've
sit
been.
there and they do it all out of the love. That's 100%. So yeah, but either way, like DJ King's Block, he's just sit there and he's like, I love to sit there and see, because a lot of people you could go in and oh yeah, I'll make songs for a couple months, and this and that. You realize that you know your stuff's not gonna go like that overnight. And he's just like, when you start seeing people still push through their years, then it's like, okay, well, this guy, actually, he wants it, because dude, there's a lot of talent out there, a whole lot of great talent out there, but do you want it bad enough? Because there's plenty. There's great singers, there's great rappers, there's great, but are you gonna put in that work? And that's what it's all about. I mean, there's certain people who do, get a one hit wonder and this and that, but man, I mean, it's a lot of work. This game has taught me a whole lot. Like even with the people that maybe I might not like their music like that, they still have
Yeah.
to endure a whole lot. I mean, you got to endure. You know, I mean, it costs a lot for all this stuff. Not only that, it's just going to studio time. Buying beats, doing shows. I mean, of course, it helps if you got a team behind you. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I know lately, right now, Spanish music is blowing
Oh
up,
yeah, big time.
especially Spanish
Mm,
Mexican music.
hmm.
Have you ever considered doing like a corrido style track?
So actually, I got hit up. Somebody told me to do a cumbia type beat for. Actually, it was Christy Lux. Somebody told me to do that, so I started dipping into doing cumbia, and reggaeton's been killing it for a long time. That's what's kind of started everything. Which really, it's crazy that it took this long for Spanish music to do that, because when you think half the world, I would say, talk Spanish. You got all South America, Central America. You got
Yeah.
Spain, and then not only that, but everywhere, dang near everywhere in Europe is based off of Latin, which they cannot. I mean, I don't know if you listen to Italian speak or French speak, but you can kind of get some of the words because it's still kind of based
Yeah.
off the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So for
Italians,
yeah,
the French. There's a little bit of a
yeah,
Latin in there.
exactly, because it's all based off that Latin language, and it's just like it's crazy how it took so long for I guess just U.S. always run the industry and stuff like that, and it's just yeah, everybody was just used to English, but I feel like those two are the main languages, but now it's cool to start listening to that stuff, which I mean I always did.
But it's crazy because as Latinos,
Mm,
we have a lot of power, bro.
yeah.
When there's a lot of artists, bro,
Mm,
we go off and we go out and support and promote,
Exactly.
but we could do the same thing with our Latino artists as well, bro. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of influence that comes from the Latino world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not so long ago I was watching this little clip, but I had already seen that before, but it just reminded me of that. How in Asia, bro, and I believe I want to say Japan or China, somewhere over there, bro.
The cholos,
the Asian cholos, bro. Like they took the land culture, bro.
Yep.
The West Coast, the whole lowrider vibe.
Yep.
Bro, they're out there doing it, but I don't think they do it out of disrespect. It's they love the culture and they embraced it, and they they know where it comes from.
And that's the thing, it's just this day and age, everybody's like, oh, culture vulture, this that. It's like, dude, don't you should want people to be together, you're gonna interlock cultures and stuff like that. Especially I think Texas is really good with it. Texas, you get a lot of like most Hispanic grew up listening to screw music, this and that. You go to California, a lot of times it's they separate the Hispanics and the blacks and this and that. But I think Texas does a good job of everybody's interlocked together. You still keep I mean, we all have our culture, but it's just I mean, shoot, my niece and nephew, they're half black and stuff. I grew up in a black community, and it's just we all just integrated. It's just I got love for them, they got love for me, and it's that's hip hop too. I mean, hip hop is it came from the black culture, but we sit there and we integrated too. So
yeah.
But
so staying on that topic, how do you feel as far as a lot of people be like, well, you be dropping the N word on your music?
Yeah. So me personally, I stopped doing it a long time ago. Just more, not necessarily because I mean that's how you got to understand your area and stuff like that. That's how people in Texas talk, And if I'm around certain, with my homies and this and that, and we're all talking, I mean, it's just. But I took it away just more as a professional standard because. I try. Like I said, I stopped cussing for the most part too. I mean, you get me pissed off enough, of course I'm going to. But it's just I had to again with my job. I have to sit there and learn to talk. I mean, I got to talk in a professional manner too. And if I just cut that stuff out completely, then I'm able to. I don't have to think twice about it. Like, but. That's the Texas culture, and that's the way it is, and that's the thing. You got to understand cultures from different areas,
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's just easier as a whole, I tell even when I make songs, like I try not to radio edit songs. If I sit there and make a song with somebody and that's like the only word in there, I'm like, hey, bro, if you could change that word real quick, that way I don't have to chop it out. I mean, it'd be a lot easier, to sit there and try to put it on the radio and stuff like that. But it's. Everybody and people in Dallas and people in Houston and people in Texas, period, they're fine with it. But you go to California or something, then they're gonna be like, I'm not this, I'm not that. It's like, dude, that's how we talk. So, yeah.
I mean, I come from the West Coast, so I know how that is. A lot of times, you talk a different way, and they'll look at you like, like what's up with that? But you gotta live here to know how it is.
Oh yeah, I mean,
just like in Cali, it's a totally different vibe out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you ain't from there, you really don't understand it.
Yeah.
Same thing here. If you're out here, if you didn't grow up here, and just lived out here in Texas,
exactly, it's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
I went to New York, and the first word I said, all of a sudden, my cousin, he was like, "Well, I did not expect you to talk like that." And I'm like what? It's like, you talk country, and I was like, I didn't realize I didn't realize I had a country twang to me, but it's the way I grew up in Texas. Like, what you think, But he made it sound like I'm like, just. A hick, but because I done heard some country people talking, but that's the way I guess he heard it from me.
Yeah.
And I went to, I did a European cruise, and when I was out in there cruise, I was actually like some Europeans, maybe from England or something, but they asked me to hold the elevator. I was like, okay, I said something, and they're like, whoa, they're like, you're from Texas, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I mean, but I guess I have that accent, but again, each culture, each area is just gonna be different.
See, you don't realize it until you get outside of people from Texas,
exactly,
and they hear you talk. Then they're like, okay, you got that
Yeah.
countries, that's
Yeah.
country slang in there, you
Yep.
know?
It's crazy, man. Like you don't. I mean, it's just normal to us.
Yeah.
As it like, goes back to what you were talking about. It's just that word is normal to us because that's just the way it is. And that it should it be changed or whatever. I mean, should well, I mean, in due time we'll see if it does. But it's just that's the way Texans talk. So I mean, there's certain words you go over here to a whole nother place and the word's gonna meet. It's a simple freaking I, I have somebody who's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get some cock," and everybody's looking at him like, "What do you mean?" It was the opposite, like
Yeah.
because where he was from, yeah, it was. I mean, Pimp C. You listen to Pimp C songs, he says it. I mean, he's getting some punani. You freaking hear it over here, it's just like, yeah, no, it's the opposite, But
No, it's just kind of like in the land world, bro. You say way,
mm-hmm,
it just depends who you say the word to,
yeah, mm-hmm,
because they might take it offense if you
yeah.
call them a way.
Oh, exactly.
As Mexicans, be like, hey, what's up, way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's nothing. But you tell somebody like from El Salvador, unless they
Mm-hmm.
grew up around some Mexicans,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, okay, they know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they'll be like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
exactly, and that's just that's basically what it turns into. It's just a culture. Different areas do talk different ways and do different things. We're from Texas. We're riding slabs, listening to screwed up music, doing this, that's a different culture than California's doing low riders and this and that. New York,
They
like
they
it's
actually they
Texas.
actually have that the oldies vibe coming back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of new artists out there that I've been checking out,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to bring that vibe back,
Yeah.
and that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially Latinos out there in Cali, they love them oldies, bro.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm still an oldie lover too.
Yeah, 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 and that's definitely a California thing. I heard I got a cousin. He was from out over there, and yeah, he loves listening to them oldies or 50s or and I was just like it's a whole different I didn't grow up listening to that stuff but it's just different. And it's the same thing. Like you were talking about corridos and stuff like that. Like my mom's Costa Rican. We grew up more on the salsa type stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just more fast paced rhythm. So.
Mexicans love cumbias and
Oh yeah, no, I love
salsa.
me
You know
some
what I'm talking about?
cumbias, man. I love me some cumbias. I would say that for sure. Yeah,
So, but yeah, man. So, what can we expect from you here in the near future, man?
yeah. So I got the album coming, like I said, with got the one with the singer Dalia Sanchez. That one's gonna be a whole different type of vibe. One with my homeboy Matt B. Uh, it's gonna be a whole different vibe. Got actually, so I told you I've been making music forever. Well, I was wondering how do I integrate that old music because of course it's gonna be outdated after a while. So I was like, man, how do I sit there and integrate that? Well, I started throwing my old samples into songs, and then getting the old crews back and just having them featured on the song. So I got that one coming. I got the one with the features. I told you Cap G, GT
Yeah, yeah,
Cars,
yeah.
all them. So uh, and then from there, I just I drop my beat stars. I make my own beats. Again, so I've been selling those.
Shit, plug it in. Let them know
Yeah.
where you can get them beats,
Oh yeah,
man.
shoot, Crispyola. Everything's at Crispyola, Crispyola, and even the beats. You go look on BeatStars, it'll be on there too. So y'all go ahead and check it out. Like I got all different kinds of styles. I put some reggaeton on there. Of course, most of them were trap. I could do
So
that.
when you come to your beats, you're versatile with it. You just
Oh
don't
yeah,
stick to a certain.
I got a whole EDM album, and I'm trying to figure out how to drop it because I don't want to drop it under Crispyola because I don't want to. Like I want Crispyola just to be, the what you call it, but the EDM album, I just use vocals from Arcade and stuff. And I was actually thinking about getting some local singers and stuff, and just changing the words out that I found from the samples, and putting the singer into it instead. But that whole EDM album, I'll probably drop that under like the beat making thing or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm very versatile. Somebody sit there. I actually prefer to make something different because after a while, making the same thing over and over, it kind of gets boring.
Let
It's
me
just
ask you,
like,
have you thought of doing any collabs with I know Dallas in the last couple years, bro, has been getting these singers, bro, that have been
Yeah.
making some noise out here.
Oh yeah.
So
Nah.
you mentioned one of them earlier,
Yeah.
Chrissy Lux.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I was actually thinking about all of, I wonder, because I can sit there because I mean the lyrics are already there. I mean we could change them a little bit or whatever, but yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Like doing that, just use all local singer. I mean, I already have, the one singer that we already work together. But if anybody wanted to jump on it, I would love to do it for the city. I mean, yeah, it'll be
yeah.
an EDM city. It'll be something different for everybody
'Cause you
because.
got Mandy Red. You
Oh
also
yeah,
got
exactly. Crystal
what's the name?
Skies, there's that one. Mary,
Muriel.
yeah, yep, Muriel and all them.
She's actually
Yeah.
doing a lot of major shit, bro.
Oh,
You
I
know what
know
I
she
mean?
is. She's been killing it. I've seen her grow so much. Like I said, but I've got a song with her from 2 years ago that I still
Oh,
haven't dropped,
really?
and it's just like, you know, uh, because that's gonna be on that feature album. That one, like I said, has got her an accomplice. But the thing is, yeah, like it's sure. I'm just gonna have to get connect with all these people and see if they're, I mean, maybe they'll want to do some splits or whatever. We'll see whatever. But we'll see what the future holds. I got a whole lot of things coming, and I can do a whole lot more different styles and everything. But of course, the rap thing is the main thing I'm focused on. But I have the ability of doing everything else too. So,
Yeah,
producing for
that's
other
dope.
people and stuff
It's
like
always
that.
dope to be
Mhm.
versatile in
Yeah.
the industry. So
Hmm.
you're not just on one side. You could
Yeah.
go different
Yeah,
avenues.
and that's the way I always wanted to do it. I wanted to learn, I want to learn the game. I don't just sit there and say, "Hey, just do this for me." Now, how did you do that? Even like the social media stuff. That what can I do? I try to sit here and learn to do shirts and stuff like that. I did it. It's too time consuming. Like that's something that you really, to me, that's something more of. You need to outsource because you need somebody with the real equipment. Yeah, I've had the vinyl machine, the heat press, and all that, but you live and learn. But you got to sit there and you learn it that way. Not only that, but you can eat forever. Like I don't sit there and I don't have to pay a person for a beat. I can sit there and make it. Not only that, but sure, I can make any kind of beat for the most part. If you just tell me what beat it is, all I got to think about is the tempo, what instruments they're using, what drums they're using, and then I can figure it
Do
out.
you actually play any live instruments?
I just bought a guitar, trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure
It's
it
kind of
out.
like trying to translate English to Spanish. It's just
Yeah,
like, all right, let me translate it, and I've been learning a little bit here and there. The only thing that sucks about it is like I'm like, man, all right, should I spend this hour doing this or spend an hour, already finishing up another beat? It's like time is money. So
oh
it's, yeah,
yeah,
so it'll get there. There's a lot of times I've bought different VSTs, which is online instruments and stuff, or effects and stuff that I didn't use for years, but I had it. And then one day it just clicked and I just started using it. So the same thing about the guitar. Maybe one day I'll just start, shredding. So, we'll see. I mean, even the piano, like I can't sit there and I've learned scales and things like that. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to play you Beethoven, but I'll
yeah.
be able to, if you tell me what a certain scale, I can freestyle that piano, give you something that you want, do some salsa type vibe or whatever else. It's just I've taught myself all this stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah, man. That's dope. That's dope, bro.
hmm,
Shit. I salute you for for doing your music, bro.
appreciate it.
And on that other side too,
Mm,
first responder.
yeah,
You actually out here saving lives, bro. So that's dope, man.
yeah, I appreciate it.
So it's crazy how you make the time to do both. Because I
Hmm.
know being a firefighter and paramedic, that should
Yeah.
takes a lot of your time.
Oh,
But
it
yeah,
definitely does. It took a long, everything's been a grind. Nothing's given. Everything was a grind. From doing that, going to paramedic school, fire academy, and it's got to always stay in shape. Taking all the tests, and back then it was hard to get a fire job. I remember going to like testing for Irving a long time ago. It was like 400 people there. They were hiring one. It's just like, gosh, dang, like how am I gonna sit there? Times are different now. It's a lot less competition, but man, back then it was rough. Like,
I mean, let me ask you this on a
mm,
personal. How do you deal with as far as like some of the stuff that you actually get to see? Does it
yeah.
affect you and as
So I've
trauma?
had some call. I mean, believe me, I can't sit there and say I've seen it all, but I've seen a whole lot. I've been in a lot of fires. I've seen a lot of really freaked up calls from kids to adults to I've gotten life saving achievement awards. I've gotten this and that. But it's just the way I deal with it. I mean, I just know no matter what, I always sat there and I did my best to help that person. Not only that, but you know, like all the training and stuff I've done in the past, and always, keeping my mind sharp. So, when I get these calls, I'm prepared and things like that. So, as long as I didn't make the mistake that, cost somebody their life, I know I did good. I not only that, but every time I sat there and, get better and better, it's just like, yeah, it's crazy. See, you don't know what you're gonna see. One minute you're, just sitting there watching TV. Next minute, you're doing CPR. You're in a fire. You're doing this. You're doing that. But uh, one of the main ways I do cope with is the music. That's where it all comes together, and that's why you will hear a lot of that stuff in my music. That's I've heard some people, oh, they get therapy. This is shoot. My microphone's my therapist.
So let me ask you: has there ever been a call that you would say that it's changed your life?
I would say just as a whole, most have. It's just you sit there and you realize life's too short. It's too short for all of this BS. It's too short for I've ran stuff on people my age. I've ran stuff on kids, like I said. All over. It's not just you just realize that life is way too short, so you gotta live every day like it's your last. That's one reason why with this music stuff, it don't matter, to me, whatever, if I blow up, if somebody hates it, somebody likes it, somebody does, dude, I'm making it for me. I'm doing it for, this is what I love to do. This is my life. And that's the thing. You got to take control of your life because, shoot, you only get one life and you don't know when it could be. It could be today, tomorrow, or, it could be 40 years from now. But the thing is, it's going to catch up to you.
We're not promised tomorrow.
Exactly. So, I thank God every day, make sure that I'm always good with him. So thank God. And outside of that, man, just, it's, this whole thing, it has changed my life completely.
So how'd you get your name?
Crispyola. So ever since I was a baby, they always called me Crispy. My Theo called me it, may he rest in peace. But he always called me Crispy. My first name is Chris, middle name has a P in it. And not only that, but I'm a fireman, Crispy. I've actually, burnt my ear in a fire before. That was pretty crispy. And then the Ola came from, we were listening to, I can't remember what song it was. It was a UGK song. Pimp C had said something about A1 Yola, and everyone just started to, it was multiple people said Crispyola, it's just like it just rolled off the tongue, I guess. So they started saying that, and there's a lot of Crispies out there. So I was just like, all right, let me just add the Ola to it. And then I actually had somebody the other day, it was actually Global Latin podcast. He said, he's like, man, I thought it meant Crispyola because it's like a new wave, because Ola means wave. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. So it's it's got multiple meanings.
At first I didn't know
Mhm.
if it was like you only live once type.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were going with that aspect, so that's why I was like, what, let me ask him. What I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Shoot, let it mean everything. The name was given. I mean, it wasn't like I sat there and thought of it up. It's just it was actually pretty much given to me as what I was called. So it's just like, well, if it fits. The shoe fits where. So.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I just want to thank you, man, for coming through, bro. Sharing a little bit of your story, bro.
Yeah.
And go ahead, and if you got some plugins and some shout outs, go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Man. Shout out to you, man. I'm glad glad you had me out. It's been long overdue. Shout out Joe Weed. I know he told you about me. Texas Digital. Shout out, Compass has done a whole lot. He keeps on moving. I love the he just keeps on growing. His whole, We Lit Wednesdays and all of them, China Lee, Mandy Red, shout out to, everybody that's been on this show that I've seen, worked with and haven't worked with, Christy Lux, Miriam, I've seen her grow so much, I'm proud of her. And I'm proud of all of us, to sit there and just keep growing. And, I want to see us keep growing. That's the thing. That's the mentality we have to have in this culture, instead of being, oh, let's down each other, this and that, man. Shoot, let's lift each other up. So, Infamous Tex, I saw him out here, Hustle Town Network, they gave me my first shot. So that was my first show was ever in Houston. Who else is, shoot, I could shout out, people from, my people out in Waco, Private Hip Hop Podcast, Prescription, he's
Prescription, what up, baby?
Yep. So I actually chopped it up with him yesterday. He was out over here in Dallas. He brought, half a Waco with him. So
I don't know that.
Yeah. But yeah, the list goes on and on, man. If I missed you, shoot. It's all love. Like I love all y'all. So
Yeah, let them know where they could find you. Go ahead and follow you and shit.
Yeah, follow me at Crispyola, Crispyola. You know, it's on Instagram, Facebook, what else? Shoot, everything. You know, find me on the music and everything like that. So YouTube, subscribe to that. So.
But yeah, bro, I just want to thank you, man, for stopping by, showing me some love, bro. So we got Crispyola, man. Appreciate it, man. Salute to you, bro. And like I said, man, keep your ears to the streets, and I'll catch you on the block, man. This is your boy, Money Elms. Peace.
No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, we all have our trials and tribulations. But we all gonna get through it, and we gonna get through it together. You ain't alone. When life gets hard, then you gotta go hard and look where you are. See, you a whole lot farther if you have kids. Do it for your son or daughter. The devil get you when you weak, you gotta be smarter. When life gets hard, then you gotta go hard and look where you are. See, you're a whole lot farther if you have kids. Do it for your son or daughter. The devil get you when you weak, you gotta be smarter. You got to. Self-doubt, locked in your own mental prison, open your eyes. See that your pain is self-inflicted. Keep kicking, keep living, don't compare yourself to nobody. This ain't no competition. What I'm saying, not contradicting, cause I'm doing it myself. Knowing all along it's bad for my health. Still right here, I speak it cause it's what I feel. Staring at the ceiling, can't blame no one else. I can't. Paralyzed by your own fears, drowned by your own tears. Wipe your eyes so you see clear. There's a reason you right here. Put your being up, keep your chin up. Don't give up, try to live up to your expectations. When you succeed, here comes the hate. When life is hard, then you gotta go hard and look where you are. See, you a whole lot farther if you have kids. Do it for your son or daughter. The devil get you when you weak, you gotta be smarter. When life is hard, then you gotta go hard and look where you are. See, you're a whole lot farther if you have kids. Do it for your son or daughter. The devil get you when you